All right, guys, it's time for another more. No, that sounds really wrong. It's time for another more feedback. You have to excuse me. I'm really tired, so I'm either gonna sound really tired or I'm gonna sound really hyper and be slurring my words and shit, or kind of a mixture of both, going back and forth in between them. I didn't really I didn't think I was going to be able to find something to talk about today. I mean, there's always something to talk about, but I didn't think I was going to be able to find like a concrete subject to talk about today. And I did. It's right under my nose, and that something, or it is Modern Warfare 2, because I'm way behind the times, and I first played Modern Warfare 2 about 4 days ago. Yeah, crazy story, right? I got some things to say about it. First of all, for a game that received many, many critical accolades, sure, the mainstream kind of corporate critical accolades for not only its multiplayer, but actually won awards for its campaign. I don't know. I don't really find the campaign to be anything special. I've played up until the second time. Oh yeah, spoilers. Played them until the second time that. Excuse me. Played them until the second time that you are on American soil, playing as fuck. Is it Private Ramirez? Yeah, I think it's Private Ramirez with the Rangers and Sergeant Foley. And yeah, I don't know. So far, it hasn't really been anything special. It's been okay. I've been playing through, or trying to play through on Veteran, which is a bunch of ass. That's just it's like Resistance all over again. Resistance Fall of Man, because it's like, I mean, Resistance was like that anyway. You didn't have to tweak the difficulty, but in Modern Warfare 2, when you tweak the difficulty, it's basically just it's kind of like a switch for the AI that either says, okay, concentrate on the player less or concentrate on them more. And that might seem like a fairly simple way to go about managing the difficulty. And true, it is managing it, but it's definitely fucking not balancing it, because that is so much of a fucking headache. I can't even begin to describe it. I mean, it's just like, oh my God, some of the levels are just fucking ridiculous, because you have a whole squad of people, and none of the enemies shoot at them, like, whatsoever. They don't shoot at them. They know exactly fucking where you are. You poke your head up for a second, you're dead. You scooch to the left or right, you're dead. You try to take fire. You get staggered from one shot. So if somebody hits you with a bullet and you're fucking like aiming all over the place, and you can't keep a straight line of fire. You're just like shooting all up in the air and hitting buildings and shit. Ooh, oh man. Yeah, that's really frustrating. It's fun, but it's frustrating. Well, it's not fun. It's like, well, it's fun because it sucks so bad. Sorry if you hear some weird noises. I'm adjusting the mic because it's pointed off in a weird direction. It's just fun because it's such a pain in the ass, and it's like, how fucking ridiculous can this get? And it just keeps getting more and more ridiculous. Okay, so that was that. Difficulty. Okay, yeah. Single player campaign. The only really special moment that kind of deserves like an honor so far would be the scene where you're playing as cause what was it, private first class, PVC, was that it? Start private corporal, private, no, it was private first class, Alan, the guy you go through boot camp with, you're playing as, and he gets sent to the undercover ops mission. What was it? I think his name's Makarov, I think is the guy's code name. You get sent, go undercover with this guy Makarov, who I guess was working with Zakayev in the first game. I never played the first game. And you go into the Russian airport, and you just start like mowing down civilians. That part definitely deserves honors, because that was fucking awesome and hilarious. It's interesting because so many people thought that was terrible, and I don't know, it is terrible, but it's not, it's kind of I was like, I get to fucking mow down civvies, yes. And I stepped up with my, what do they call them? LMGs, light machine gun. I was like, rat tat 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 tat, mowing people down. They were like, oh no, oh my baby. And I'm like, that's right, bitch. You should have stayed home with your husband and your baby today. Tat 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 tat. Woo. It was pretty cool. And I got really into it. It was like a role play. We were just busting caps and everybody, and they were falling on the floor and like crazy. Like it was just like anarchy. And then there would be every once in a while someone would live and they'd be like trying to fucking crawl away, and I'd make it my duty to go over and end that shit. I'd be like, you ain't going nowhere, son. And like fucking bullet rape him. Yeah. maybe I got too much into it. Maybe I'm evil. I don't know. But I thought it was pretty damn fun. And it was funny because you never do that kind of thing in a game. It's not... I don't know. It was fucked up, but at the same time, it's a video game. And I've been playing video games forever. I've done fucked up things in video games since the beginning of my lifestyle in video games. Since I was, like 3 years old, I would fucking like deliberately find ways to kill Mario and like laugh at it, when I was playing Super Mario Brothers 2 and 3. And, same goes even these days. I mean, I've done more fucked up stuff in like the first iteration of Grand Theft Auto 3, even the top down Grand Theft Autos. I've done shit that's crazier than that in those games. And I guess I think the reason it meant so much to people is because there's like a connection between, for some reason, there's a connection between Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, and the first game, COD 4, and real life, and the situations that have been going on for the past, handful of years. In the real world, and there's, it's a reflection of that, and I think maybe that's why people are so, it's supposed to be realistic, but it's not. I mean, you know what I mean? We're talking about the game where you can stand 3 feet from someone, nail them in the chest with a shotgun blast, and they stick a knife in you somewhere. I mean, I can only assume they have pinpoint aim and have stuck it in your fucking jugular and have somehow managed to instantly make you bleed out while surviving, like buckshot in the chest, in the gut, and run around and heal up. We're talking about a game where, Semtex is like a sticky grenade, and you can just like throw it on people, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's on me!" It's when I think of remote detonating explosives, I think of fucking remote detonating explosives. I think of something that you place and then you detonate with a detonator, not something that's like out of fucking Halo. It's not. You know what I mean? Like you're bringing realism and real life connections to a video game, and of course things are going to be more. They're going to hold more of an impact when you do that. But for me, I don't really do that. You know what I mean? And it could just be that I'm an asshole and I'm fucking evil, or I'm such a bridge troll that I just don't give a shit. But I thought it was pretty fun. Something you don't do, or you've never had to do, you know what I mean? Not that I can recall, I can never recall another game where they've been like, all right, so now in order to get going with the game and move forward, you've got to take this machine gun, yeah, and you've got to go into this place, yeah, and you've got to mow down all these innocent people and like their, all their family and shit, and just kill them. Really? Yeah, for real. You have to. That's how the game goes. You have to do that. I mean, I just think that's pretty cool. And I think, if nothing else, I think Infinity Ward should be applauded for that, because that shows some major goddamn balls that they would put that in there. And it's funny because, they give you the option to skip it. They're like, warning, there is some offensive shit in this game. If you are easily offended or you're squeamish, you can choose to skip it before you even know what happens in it, and you will never see it. So in all entirety, it's pointless. So we shouldn't have even put it in the first place. But for those of you who are ballsy enough to play it, you're going to play it, and then you're going to be disgruntled, and you're going to be like, rabble, 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 and start, a controversy and shit. And I think that was pretty hilarious on their part. I mean, yeah, way to go, man. Way to go, Infinity Ward. Other than that, I mean, I've been trying the multiplayer. The multiplayer at this point is, I don't think it'd be fair for me to give my opinion on it because it's so far into the multiplayer at this point. So many people are high level. So many people are, akimbo shotgun wielding, just there's a definite lag issue that comes from the peer-to-peer connection because they opted out of having dedicated servers, and it's not huge, but there's enough of a delay there that you will be able to notice when it comes down to those clutch situations, and it can piss you off a lot of the time because you're like, ugh, it's just, I don't know. And there's more I wanted to say about it, but I'm kind of running out of time. So, what do you guys think? Modern Warfare 2, yay or nay? Yes or no? You like it? You hate it? Holla back.